do not deliver. The government of Romania, which adopted flat taxes in 2005, has called in the International Monetary Fund to provide a £200 billion rescue package to stem a massive deficit in its public finances. The government is now in discussion to consider radical tax reform. Amongst the measures under discussion in abandoning flat tax and restoring progressive taxes, Romania will not be the first Central European country to abandon flat taxes, and we expect that others will follow. This is really what the negative team has been talking about this entire debate round. A flat tax policy is banking on a very slim chance that you will improve economic growth and that you're going to be helping your citizens in the long run. So with that in mind, let's move to the negative voting issues. The first that you can label is solvency, because solvency is a stock issue, therefore it takes priority over the rest of the arguments in the round, because in order to win, they have to uphold all four stock issues. The A point is empirically failed. Empirically failed. And I just proved to you once again that we cannot look to other countries because it was all a failure in those nations. These countries are starting to abandon flat taxes and go back to a progressive system like we have in place in the United States right now. Progressive systems are the best system because you're charged based on how much you make, not just one flat rate. So the poor aren't burdened and the super wealthy don't have massive tax cuts that takes away critical revenue for the federal government. This is all so important because even Russia and all the other Baltic nations they mentioned were referenced in the evidence I read in my 2NC as countries that are empirical failures of a flat tax. History sides with the negative team in today's debate round. You cannot bank economic policy decisions on extremely slim chances. The B point is actually that they're banking on a slim chance. Now, in my second solvency point, I talked about how there's no interest in the United States economy, and he said, well, we're lowering the cost, so everything's going to be okay. But they never responded to the fact that businesses just aren't interested. Lowering taxes has nothing to do with increasing a business's interest in investing. And this is so key because it does respond to all of their justifications. If investment doesn't increase, jobs don't happen, which means businesses don't grow, which means the economy is not helped at all. In fact, we can see empirically when we have cut taxes, we've experienced massive losses because of this. Cutting taxes, logically, is a bad idea because the government loses critical revenue that we desperately need in this economic situation. The C point is that of the Constitution. The Constitution. And I'm actually going to be reading their mandate to prove to you they are trying to repeal the income tax. Their mandate states the USFG will replace all corporate and individual income taxes with a 19% flat tax rate. What does replace mean? You take it out and you put in something else. In order to take out the income tax, you must repeal the 16th Amendment, and you need 3/4 of the state legislatures to do so, which they cannot mandate, which means they cannot replace the current progressive income tax. Congress does not have to listen to them. Congress does not have to do anything they're mandating, actually, because the 16th Amendment says they can tax incomes. And the 5th Amendment says, if you want to get rid of that amendment, you need 3/4 of the state legislatures to do so. So their plan is not solvent because Congress doesn't have to do anything they're trying to mandate. Now, the second voting issue is a bad situation made worse. A bad situation made worse. In response, in the 1IR, actually, Mr. Chapman came up here and he stated that all credits are going to be removed, but they're going to be lowering the cost of doing business. However, they missed the fact that my evidence specifically stated these credits are the incentive that pushes pharmaceutical companies to pursue extremely expensive investigations into extremely rare diseases that kill 6,000 children in the United States annually. Do you want to bank on a chance that pharmaceutical companies aren't just going to sit on this cash in the current economic downturn? Do you want to bank on a chance that if we take away this critical incentive, they're still going to be interested in researching highly contagious and rare diseases that kill children in the United States? Lives are worth more than money, ladies and gentlemen. We do need to keep these credits in place. We need to protect our children. We need to protect the 2 million people that use tax credits in the income tax that they're trying to repeal. The third and final voting issue is that of significance. Because what we can see is there are no significant benefits to their case, because they are not solving, and they're making a bad situation worse. Thank you, and I strongly suggest you to vote for the progressive tax system.